Welcome everyone, Build Out here. I am super excited about this video. And in this video, we're going to talk about PMO communications. I love this topic, right? I've been doing PMOs for the last 20 years. I've done 10 PMOs across 4 different companies. I've written 2 books on project communications. So I love this topic. I think it's important for program managers, project managers, and PMO leaders. I really think that if you embrace communications across the board, you're going to run a much better and much more successful organization, right? Not only have I put this in my books and put a lot of topics around communications and constantly talking about communications, I really believe that PMO leaders need to embrace this and really jump in on the importance of communications. And so why is that, right? So let me get into it. When PMOs don't drive consistent communications, it causes levels of confusion across the board, right? PMO leadership teams need to be aligned to the fact that communications at all levels have to be consistent. They got to be sharing relevant and timely information, because without clear communications, you're going to look unorganized and you're not going to give the level of confidence to your leaders that you're hoping to give. So I think that's really important. Number 2, when program and project managers don't share information in a consistent manner, it also causes a level of confusion at the individual project level. So for example, let's say multiple project managers are using color conditions in a different manner. So multiple project managers use red color or yellow color on their projects in different manners. They have different definitions. They're not using a consistent definition. That's going to cause a huge level of confusion. I bring that up because it's such an important topic, and from a communication perspective, we want to make sure everyone knows what red means, everyone knows what yellow means, and everyone knows what green means. So that consistent level of communication on status reporting is huge. Number 3, branding, formats, styles, coloring, right? Your PMO is going to project an image. You want status reports, you want project presentations, you want SharePoint sites, you want all of those brandings and styles and formats to be consistent because you're projecting a professional image. So from a communication perspective, think about your PowerPoints, think about your presentations, think about what you're presenting up to the leadership, what you're presenting to your customers, and really drive that consistency around branding. Does that make sense? It's such an important topic to everyone in the PM community across the board. I just wanted to pause because PMO leaders really need to focus on communications. Okay, if this is such an important topic, why do we run into these traps? Why do PMO leaders not give PMO communications the level of need and attention that I believe they should be doing that? Well, first, this falls a lot on the PMO leadership and stressing the importance of communications across their whole organization. If we approach things in a really random nature and we have PowerPoint decks or presentation decks in different colors and different formats, or status reports in different formats, color conditions being really handled differently, it's going to cause that level of confusion. So PMO leaders need to drive and really understand the importance of communications and push that. And if they don't, it causes huge problems. Number 2, when we see PMO leaders don't have the same level of urgency and consistency around PMO communications, that falls down to the people in the organization. When they devalue and de-emphasize the importance of consistency on communications, then the individual contributors running the programs and running the projects, they're not going to see that value as well. So it really does come to the leadership level to really enforce that and make sure we're driving that consistency across the board. Third, and finally, programs and project managers themselves, they need to look at this far more than a checkbox activity. They need to look at this from the importance of how do I communicate my program or my project with a level of consistency, a level of branding, a level of standards across the board. right? We're running some large programs out there with multiple work streams. You want every work stream, every status to be consistent across the board, or you're just going to cause confusion. You're going to cause a level of unorganization that's really going to hurt your organization. Does that make sense? Okay. I want to dive into some possible solutions, things that I have done in the past across my 10 PMOs, across 20 plus years of running PMOs, and so I wanted to share some best practices. First, you as an organizational leader, you must drive the importance of project communications and program communications across the board. We all have heard the saying, 90% of a project manager's job is communication. Well, that's your communications as well. And I think that's really, really important that you understand and drive that. PMO managers or leaders need to set up PMO communication standards. You need to have color conditions. You need to have branding. You need to have standards, project schedules across the board. If you set those standards up and then you drive your individual contributors to use those standards across their presentations, across their status reports, it's going to give you that level of consistency. Does that make sense? Right? What do you think? Right? I've been doing this for years and years, and this is something I have been driving across the board because I think it's really, really important. So just a quick reminder, if you like this story and you like this topic, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell. I'm always releasing new videos. But before I go, I want to ask you a question. Do you put a lot of emphasis on PMO communications? Right? In your organizations, do you personally believe that this is important? And do you personally believe having brandings and standards and standard color conditions and standard status reports and standard project presentations makes a big difference in how you execute your organization? Please comment below. I'm dying to listen to that. I'm dying to dive in. And I'm also dying to listen to and potentially get some solutions from you as well. I think this is really important that we're all learning together. I want to thank you very much for your time. I'll see you online.